Alright, so with today being New Year's Eve, I figured we'd do a quick little video going over the brand new information that we got on what the next major update for the game is. Now, if you guys remember in my most recent live stream, very briefly we talked about what I potentially would have wanted to see moving forward with the game, and in that I mentioned that it would be really cool to finally go back underwater, something like Desolate Deep. Well, if we make our way over here to the front page of Fish and we scroll down to the section where events are, you guys will probably notice that for January 25th on Saturday, 8 a.m., same time as always, we will be having the Atlantis update. Now, although there is 59,000 people already interested in this because it was technically posted in a Discord server, that's actually a very small number, and it goes to show me that a lot of you have probably not even heard. Majority of the time when they do these events, there's usually about like 500 to 600,000 people, but the unfortunate reality is that we have not gotten any images or anything of that sort besides this brief little description right here that says, long ago the gods blessed Atlantis, a city of unparalleled power and beauty. But in their hubris, the Atlanteans sought to seize dominion over forces beyond their right. Enraged by their defiance, the gods unleashed their wrath. The earth quaked, the seas rose in fury, and Atlantis was swallowed by the depths, vanishing into legends. Yet whispers endure. Was it truly lost, or does it still slumber beneath the waves? So not really a lot of information right there, obviously just a little bit of lore. The only real big detail that we've got in there is the fact that we are going to be going underwater to a brand new city, being Atlantis. Now, you guys will probably notice that I am in Forsaken Shores right now. We'll get into that in just a little bit because there is a reason why I'm here. The big thing that I want to talk about that before is the fact that it is slated for January 25. To put that in perspective, that is exactly 3 weeks from the time that I'm recording this video. The only other update that we've had, which took that long, was obviously Northern Expedition. Now, we know that Northern Expedition was a fairly big update in scale. I mean, it probably wasn't exactly everyone's favorite, but I mean, for the most part, it was definitely a really good step in the right direction compared to something like Ancient Isles. With that being said, it's pretty safe to say that we're probably going to see Atlantis being just as big of a scale as Northern Expedition because of how long it is taking to develop this. Now, obviously, as a content creator and as somebody that plays pretty much mainly only Fish, 3 weeks is a very long time to do pretty much nothing. Because I mean, we already have completed everything that we need to do. We're max level. We have more than enough money than we really need right now. We've already completed the entirety of Northern Expedition. So what are we going to do for the next 3 weeks? If we come over here to the Discord where they originally posted the event with pretty much the same exact description, same date, same title, everything, no images, but at the bottom it says we'll still have updates in the weeks between. That's the date for the big update. So for the most part, it does seem like they have some type of filler updates in plan for the weeks leading up to this. Now, obviously, this isn't exactly something brand new. If you remember back for Ancient Isles, we pretty much got something similar to this, obviously being the archaeological island with the introduction of the relic rod that sort of left a little bit of a bitter taste in everybody's mouth, mainly because the relic rod served absolutely no purpose when Ancient Isles released, and besides it being a collector's item, it was just pretty much a trash rod. I mean, I can't remember ever using this thing, and I really have no plans on ever using it. When Ancient Isles released, everybody sort of had the hopes that maybe we're going to be able to use this as a crafting material to turn it into something even better. For example, like upgrading into the Rod of the Forgotten Fang. Obviously, that turned out to not be the case, so I'm kind of hoping that if that is their plans for Atlantis, that they learn from that mistake and they really provide us with some updates these next 2 or 3 weeks that are actually going to be fun and useful, whether it be for right now or for the Atlantis update. But ideally, I feel like a lot of us, and I mean, I feel like I can speak for everyone at this point, I feel like whatever update they sort of do as fillers, the content should be usable now and for Atlantis, not just only for Atlantis, because I really don't want to earn something 3 weeks in advance where it won't be useful until 3 weeks in the future. Now, of course, I'm not asking for anything crazy. I absolutely want them to 100% focus on this update and give us something great, flawless, that has absolutely no bugs whatsoever, which I mean is obviously easier said than done, but at the very least, I wanted to sort of make sense and be fun. So if 3 weeks is going to be the time frame that's needed, then so be it. Now, at this point of the video is where I sort of want to go ahead and throw around a theory. And to those of you that are like super loyal to my channel and that watch every single one of my videos, I appreciate it so much. And you're the main reason why I make a lot of these videos, because it's really, really entertaining to read the comments. Not only that, but it also gets everybody else engaged who either agree with your theory or completely disagree. But hear me out for the next minute or two, maybe even less than that. As of the time that I'm recording this video, there is pretty much one area in the entire map that sort of serves no purpose. It's been in there since the introduction of Forsaken Shores, and it sort of sparked a lot of interest when Forsaken Shores first released, but I feel like we all sort of forgot about it and just didn't even think much about it. At the very back of Forsaken Shores, where you would normally come to fish for like seahorses, for as long as I can remember, there's been this random buoy, which we all know that once we see a buoy, it usually means that you go down. For example, Desolate Deep, you see a buoy in the middle of the ocean, you swim down, you make it into Desolate Deep. Here on the other hand, it was always weird because you swim down and yes, there's this random pirate ship down here, but again, it really never served a purpose. It was just sort of this random crashed pirate ship that did absolutely nothing, which ironically, now that I'm looking at this, there's a button right here. I think this was one of the locations where they were planning on adding a button and they never removed the button. Am I tripping, or is that not a button? Maybe that's always been there, but I feel like it hasn't. That looks like one of the buttons, like the one behind the leaderboard. Anyways, I'm going totally off topic. This area here, I feel like would make a lot of sense to do something with it in some type of capacity for the Atlantis. Now, obviously, it doesn't really have much detail right now, but I feel like they can definitely expand from that point, especially since out of pretty much all of the islands, I feel like Forsaken Shores is the one that sort of lacks the most amount of like life to it. It really seems like such a massive island for no reason whatsoever. Now, there is sort of other mysterious areas that were around the map that never really got a purpose, at least not to my knowledge. Maybe you guys know a little bit more than me. For example, coming to Terrapin, there's this random basement door that does absolutely nothing and serves literally no purpose to my knowledge. I don't know how logical it would be for a door to open and then just randomly Atlantis pop up, but this could definitely be a stepping stone to maybe potentially leading up to it for the next 3 weeks. Another one of the bigger ones, which was extremely popular when I first started playing this game, is the secret elevator that's over here at Mush Grove. This one is actually not ever spoken about ever anymore, which is kind of interesting. I feel like people just kind of gave up. But yeah, if you come over here to Mush Grove, you'll notice there's a little cutout here on the side. If you turn on shift lock and turn your camera to an angle, there's actually an elevator inside of here that you obviously cannot access in any type of way. I'm trying to see if I can get a good view of it to show you. See right there? Technically, that elevator cannot be accessed in any type of way. I don't know, man. This definitely should spark up a lot of theories amongst the community. I'm excited to see what you guys have to say about this. I feel like maybe, just maybe, one of these areas is going to be used, and we could potentially see it expanded into something much, much bigger. Either way, man, like I mentioned before, it's just a quick one for you guys. I hope all of you have a great New Year's. Since I technically won't be with you guys the moment that the time hits 12, and also because of time zone, maybe some of you are already in the new year, so happy New Year's Eve as well as happy New Year's. As always, I will see you guys again tomorrow for another daily fish video. Thank you guys for all the support. I appreciate it. Take care.